walking in Walt Disney's footsteps, guided tours. But do they go the Marceline? Okay, so we just got into the park and guess what we're doing? The walk in Walt's footsteps here at Magic Kingdom. I got my little badge here. I had no idea that this tour was 3 hours long, but I am ready for it. They're gonna serve us lunch and this is so exciting. We're gonna get to go into Walt's apartment. Oh my God, there's Goofy.
Let's take a walk in Walt's footsteps, right this way. And later on in life, Walt had said, "I'm glad I'm a small town boy, and I'm glad Marceline was my town." This has always been the hub. Disneyland is laid out in a hub-and-spoke design, with each of the original lands branching off from this central location. And when it came to building Disneyland, Walt wanted to do it in the best way possible for his guests. So he spent many long days researching in parks and other public areas. And after those long hours, he soon dreaded what was referred to as museum feet. And he figured that the best way to combat this would be through the use of the hub-and-spoke design, as well as something that Walt had referred to as weenies. Much like how you would lure a dog to you with a piece of meat, each land had its own signature weenie, giving you an idea of what you might find inside. When guests purposely walked down Main Street, USA, they would have seen that the windows were filled with such beautiful and shiny things. Fantasyland. It is here where we can find the oldest attraction in the park. Does anybody know which one that is? Exactly, yes. King Arthur Carousel was originally purchased from a Canadian amusement park and later modified to fit Walt's exacting qualifications. In fact, it was a carousel that played a key role in Walt's decision to build an amusement park in the first place. Often, when Walt and his 2 daughters would go to Griffith Park, they would ride on the carousel, and as Walt sat on the bench eating peanuts, he would imagine a world where a family could come and have fun together, and thus sparked his inspiration for Disneyland. Walt had said Disneyland is like Alice stepping through the looking glass. To step through the portals of Disneyland would be like entering another world. So it's time for us to take a tumble down the rabbit hole as we experience one of those attractions over at Alice in Wonderland.
So now we get to ride Alice in Wonderland. I've never been on this ride. How cool is this? Fast pass as well.
Oh, have a look around.
Oh, Mr. Rabbit, wait! Rabbit D's I left it too.
Tour guide Jessica is incredible, so knowledgeable, so friendly. We just got off of Alice in Wonderland ride. It was spectacular. You don't have to wait in line for these rides when you're with the tour. So having a blast, enjoying.
Does anybody know what attraction has been in Tomorrowland since opening day? Autopia, yes. So Autopia is one of the original opening day attractions, and it came about because Walt wanted an attraction that would influence his guests into developing some good driving habits. Because you see, the interstate highway system was an idea of the future and didn't come around until the year after Disneyland opened in 1956. Welcome to Frontierland, everybody. I'm glad to see you all survived that long trek here from Fantasyland. But while we're here, I want to share some of the stories about Walt and his family with you guys. Does anybody know the name of Walt Disney's wife?
Lily.
Lily Disney, yes, exactly. And Walt met Lily in his studio when he and Roy had built it in LA. And she was part of the ink and paint department. When he saw her, she immediately caught his eye, and Walt fell quickly in love. The two were later married on July 13th, 1925, and later had 2 beautiful daughters, Diane and Sharon. Now, Walt and Lily were fiercely protective over their daughter's privacy, so much so that they had little idea as to how famous their father actually was. But Diane recalls a time at school when a classmate had spilled the beans. She returned home to find her father sitting in the living room, innocently reading a newspaper. And so she decided to march over to him, and with all the resentment her little 6-year-old voice could muster, she put her hands on her hips, stomped her foot, and said, "You never told me you were Walt Disney." And then she quickly ran to her room to grab a piece of paper and a pen to get his autograph. And about a year after Disneyland opened, Walt was finally comfortable with the idea of leaving Disneyland when his hometown of Marceline, Missouri invited him back home to a dedication of a park named in his honor. Walt and Lily decided to make a road trip out of it, and on that road trip, Walt quickly fell in love with the tourist trap attractions that lined the side of the highways in the 50s. Lily tolerated, but didn't quite share the same passion as Walt. So when they arrived in the Pike Forest fossil beds, Walt decided to have a discussion with the attractions manager and purchase Lily a beautiful gift, a 5-ton petrified tree. And when she saw it, she commented, "It'll never fit on the mantle." And thanks to her generosity, we now have a beautiful new piece of our landscaping right here along the shores of the rivers of America. Another fun fact about the Disneyland Railroad is that it is the first operating attraction here at Disneyland. So as soon as the park opened, the train rolled into the Main Street train station with Walt aboard as he waved to his guests entering his park for the very first time.
So we are getting on the train right now. Unfortunately, we didn't get to ride on the Lily Bell this time, but if you got the Grand Circle tour, you could. So we're taking the train all the way to Tomorrowland. I'm really enjoying this tour. What do you think? You like it? All the way around the park. Oh yeah.
And he quickly convinced the entire state of Illinois to fund great moments with Mr. Lincoln.
Jump out from here. Surprise! You hold your armpits in. Okay, don't shake it.
It's never a dull day here at Disneyland, is it?
We are coming to the end of our tour. We just got out of Great Moments with Mr. Lincoln. I've been in there before, but I've never actually seen the show. So that was actually pretty cool to see while being on the tour. And now we are moving over to the firehouse to see the apartment, the highlights, saving best for last.
Because we are going to be entering a backstage area. Once we go through this door, we're going into a cast members only area. That means that there'll be no photography, video recording, audio recording of any.
Alright guys, so we just finished the fantastic tour, walking in Walt's footsteps here at Disneyland. With our tour, we were able to order lunch as well, so I got some sandwiches with my name on it. I ordered a caprese panini. You get a fountain beverage or water with it, and chips or fruit inside here, and also a dessert. So I'll let you know how the food is, but as a souvenir, check this out. Look at this. It is a pin here, walking in Walt's footsteps with him walking through Sleeping Beauty's castle. We open it up inside, and here is Mickey Mouse and Walt, and he's showing him the castle, and of course it is the famous plaque there underneath of the flagpole where he says, "To all who come to Disneyland, of the happy place, welcome." And this isn't like a postcard, but it's just a little paper here with Walt on it on the back. How cool is that? I can't believe how awesome the tour was. Unfortunately, they didn't let us film inside of Walt's apartment, so we were just able to take some pictures, but the cast members were super knowledgeable, super helpful. They took a ton of photos for us because they stage you in the one area where you're able to take a photo, so everyone gets the same shot with the same things in the background, so you're able to do that. But I loved it. It was super fun, super knowledgeable. You know, this is something that's on so many people's bucket lists to see. So I'm so glad that Raphael and I were able to experience it. I know he's been wanting to do it for years, so he is super excited to do it. You know, he was just saying afterwards that it's so cool. A lot of the pieces are original and new, so definitely a highlight of our day. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed our Walking in Walt's Footsteps tour at Disneyland. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a big thumbs up and check out our other videos from Disneyland as well.